You're listening to Getting Real with Réal Andrews and Alex Urbina right here on your hometown station, AM 1220. Give us a call at 661-298-5487. That's 661-298-KHTS. We love to hear from you. And don't forget to download your free AM 1220 KHTS app so you can take us with you anywhere 24/7, 365. We're on every Wednesday, 1 p.m., and we are here. We're excited to help you with your goals. It's a new year. My name is Réal Andrews. I'm one of your hosts. I've been helping people get physically fit for over 30 years. I'm looking kind of old right now with my facial growth, but every time I say that, it makes me feel old. But yeah, I've been around a while. And along the process, I just realized what I really got excited about was helping people not just get physically fit, but, to jump out of the box, not just step out of the box, to do things that they didn't believe that they could do. So I recently met an amazing man named Alex Urbina, who helps on the other side, which I think we're the perfect 1-2 punch. Alex, tell us a little bit about what you do.
My name's Alex Urbina. I'm a life coach. My job is to help people create extraordinary results, helping you get from where you are to where you want to be. More importantly, looking at some of the things that you can't see yet, helping you identify some of the blockages that you have mentally, emotionally, spiritually, that you really don't even know it exists. And so I just jump in, where things that are unclear to you, we start doing some work.
That's awesome. And, I love our topic today, which is, going that extra mile to help people. We're going to talk about, making a difference. And it's funny, actually, just before I came down here, Alex, today, my wife had posted a video, which I posted on my Facebook, and you can go ahead and check it out. And I'll put it up on my blog as well, because it's really about what we're talking about. And it's videos like that. I actually just have a whole repertoire of them. I love surfing and finding videos that are, primarily with champions that are going that extra mile, and also people that are, beating the odds. This particular video, Alex, was, I was just sobbing like a little baby watching it. Just powerful. What I got of it, from what I saw, I believe it was the high school dance team, specifically the ballerina squad, and what they did is they put on a ballet performance for all these beautiful young champions who were wheelchair bound. And it was just amazing to see these, and as my wife put it kindly, every girl wants to be a ballerina. But these girls that were in these wheelchairs, if it wasn't for these champions going that extra mile, people don't realize, these girls will never ever forget that moment. And to watch, I'm even talking about it now gets me emotional. It's powerful, dude.
Yeah, I think that, you deciding that people get to win no matter what, and stop looking through a set of filters that has limitations, because some people don't realize that they have limitations. Some people, they have a belief about themselves. They have a dream, they have a vision, and they see themselves as magnificent and glorious. They see themselves achieving whatever they put their heart and their mind and their passion towards. And I think that as human beings, you and I, we look through the world through a certain set of filters, and we decide who we're going to help, or who we can help, or who deserves the help, or who can help themselves or doesn't want to help themselves. And I think that that's a flaw that we have as human beings in our judgment, rather than, I believe that everybody can win. I believe that you can win, and I'm going to fight for you until you tell me that you can't. And I know that you've come across this a lot of times in the gym, where, you take on a client and you're like, I see your greatness. I want you to win, but I can't want it for you more than you want it for yourself. And so that's when you get the clarity that, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. You don't even believe that you can hit that mark. You don't even have the self-worth within yourself to think that, you have what it takes to achieve that. So it really boils down to, can you find those lenses that are limiting you, and are you willing to discover them and then work on them to where you surrender them, let them go, and believe in all possibilities.
Yeah, and Alex, you just reminded me of something you said to me once, which I'm ever grateful to you because as a trainer, my passion, my mission is just to help more and more people. And if there's any trainers or people that are working with people, maybe if you're of the same mindset as I used to be, you said to me, because you're right, I see this greatness in everybody, and I want them to to see that as well. But you said, well, maybe they're just not able to see that yet. So you maybe need to, I think you said it's something like, maybe I gave them a 0.10 workout today, but if I'm blowing them out of the water, so maybe I got to give them a 0.30 workout today that they can at least see, believe, get to it, and then I can give them the 5 and the 10, rather than I was blowing a lot of people out by my heart was in the right place, but there's a lot of people that weren't ready for that yet.
Yeah, I think that all great coaches or people that want to make a difference with others, you develop this ability to meet people where they're at. If you and it takes an ability to be able to be self-aware and have a good judgment of character. You have to be able to have some great observation skills. You have to observe people and watch where they're at and listen to some of the words that they use. If you listen to the way that people speak, there's certain words they use that tells you exactly where they're at when you comes from a status of consciousness or commitment level. There's certain words that you can pick up on and know where they're at. Okay, you're at a level 4, or you're right around a 6 or a 7, or wow, you're a top notch, because some of the words you're using is telling me, you're using words like I'm committed to, or when I get there, rather than if I get there. So there's little things that you can, based on experience, you can pick up on. And as a coach, your job is to meet people where they're at. If they're at a 3, meet them at a 3, and then start throwing out 3.5, 3.25, 4. You don't want to, bring your A game and bring a 10 to somebody that's committed to a level 3, because they won't. It's over their head. It's bigger than their capacity. You're trying to explain them to something that is scary to them. They probably in their vision, they can't even visualize it. So that's where you scare people. When we talk about blowing them out of the water, that's what it looks like. You overwhelm them. They don't even see that they're worthy enough to get it, or they can't even visualize even that concept. So what happens is they get disinterested, or they stop showing up, or subconsciously they make excuses not to continue anymore. And then you're looking at yourself going, what's going on? So I think it's, a benefit for all coaches, all people that want to make a difference, is ask yourself, how do I meet this person where they're at, and start giving them little increments. Let's start pulling them up at their level.
And it's like I actually put that into play. We started a new challenge today. It was day 1, and I know you would have been there, but you were up there being a snow bunny. What's that like, dude? I've never understood why people would want to go into the cold. Like, why? I want to go away from the cold, but you looked happy. You had a big snowman. You were like, were you flying down the mountain, or were you just having hot cocos by the fire?
Yeah, I'm the hot cocoa guy.
You're the hot cocoa guy?
But, I do both. It's funny because I don't know if you got the video or not, but my son, he recorded a video of me and Jerry getting outrageous and trying to run up it looked like it was maybe a 20-foot wall of ice. And, we got quite of a workout to trying to get ourselves over the wall. But it was cool because I think it's, you grew up in Southern California, you're talking about you want to run away from the cold. I grew up in sunny Southern California, so to get away the snow 2 or 3 times a year it's bliss for me. It's beautiful. Even if I don't roll around in it, which once I get there, I get it out of the way. I start rolling around and doing the snow angels and clowning around in it. But it's different experience.
Yeah, because I grew up in Canada and it was the cold. But
you were probably traumatized. Hey, your dad was probably telling you, go shovel the snow. And
I did have to shovel snow.
Exactly. So
walking to school in 3 foot of snow.
You probably don't want to see snow for the rest of your life. You got enough in a lifetime. And so for me, I haven't. And so I enjoy it every year.
It's all perception, right?
That's right. It's based on, what you've had and what you haven't had, and what you miss, what you're yearning for. So and not only that, but when you get out into the mountains, I love the nature. I love just getting out there into the woods and staring off into thousands of trees. It's a different perspective. It's a different experience. If you're working in an office where you see the same 4 walls over and over again, I'm sure you're daydreaming about having a window so you can have a different view. Yeah. So you can look out and watch people or watch the birds fly. We're sitting here in the studio looking out, and I'm talking to you and I'm connected, but every once in a while I wander off and I look and see that life is happening outside of these 4 walls.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. I love the outdoors as well, but I was just having a little bit of fun. But so getting back to what I was going to share with you about like the challenge today, I noticed a big difference today. Like there's a couple of things that I always do because I want to see where people's mindset is, see how focused they are. And there were a drill that I did today that in the past, prior to working with you, I would have had a totally different mindset. We did it for 30 seconds. For some people, that was forever. For some people, it was easy. But I picked 30 seconds because I knew that they could all feel great about it, and they all did great. The old Réal would have did it for 10 minutes to see who could suck it up, who was going to make it, and I would have blown people out of the water. I can totally see the difference. Let's just build them up, so that they can get there. So I thank you for that. It's awesome.
And also depends on what you're committed to. It's like if you're a sports athlete and you're top notch, if you're one of the best of the best, and you decide, I only want to help those athletes that are really committed to a higher level, that I'm only going to coach that, and I'm going to call it my intense championship program. But if you decide that your niche, or you want to help people that are at the lower levels, then you have to put aside that intense coach that you bring into the advanced level, and you got to bring the basic coach, which is more subtle, more patient, more motivational. Hey, I believe in you. You can do this. You got to bring that guy out. So it's almost like you have to put on each. Imagine you every day you go into work to help people. You got to put on your coach suit. And you have a different suit for different levels. You can't bring the level 10 coach into the class that's at a basic level 2. So you just got to, that's just kind of the wise coach understands that at a certain point.
And it's funny you use that analogy, because I was actually just going to say to you, it's like for me, I don't only put on the coach suit now. It's like this morning we had, I think, 25 people in the class. I got 25 coach suits I put on when I go in that class.
There you go.
Because everybody's different, and I'm really getting, in tune. I'm watching the rides. I'm watching. There's some guys that are like Réal. Réal likes it when you get in his face and get military and get dropping. I like that. When
I say the coach suit, I mean the level.
Yeah.
So if this class is a level 3, you're putting on the level 3 coach suit. But while you're in the level 3 class, you might need a level 3.2 for Tom. You might need a level 3.7 for Melissa. You might need a 3 something from 0 to 10 for that class. Mm-hmm. But you're not going to bring the coach suit level 10 to the class level 3, because you're going to turn people off, or they're not going to hear you, or they're going to misinterpret, and they're not going to want to come back. So you have to learn how to adapt yourself to whoever it is that you're committed to coaching.
Yeah, and I think, that's, we could talk about that all day, but I think it's really important, because we're talking about going that extra mile, making a difference. So one of the things, if you choose to, and you don't have to be a fitness trainer or anything like that, if you choose to be one of those people who wants to give back, to make a difference, to go that extra mile, which is really what we were created to be. We weren't created to be about me. We were created to be about others. I mean, let's just keep it real.
Yeah, and I also think that at a certain level, we are. And I'm not taking away from what you just said. I agree with you 100%. But at a higher level, when it is about me, it really is about others. Because what I found out a long time ago is that, and one of my mentors said this to me, and it still rings to me today. He said, there's nothing profound about having your whole life be about having others win if you're not winning. If you're at home suffering, and there's a lot of professions where people take on this attitude, I'm going to help other people and I'm going to help other people. But meanwhile, you go home and you have no lights, or you have no food for your kids, or you can't pay the bills, or you're suffering. So you do have to look out for yourself as well. I'm of the old school that I'm going to take care of me as alongside of helping others. So it's 3 for me, 2 for you. 5 for me, 3 for you. And so you can still simultaneously help other people win, but you got to be helping yourself win too. Like I said, when my coach said to me, there's nothing profound about having other people win and you're suffering. You got to really take care of yourself too.
It's crazy that you're saying that to me. I mean, this is what we talk about on these shows. So, it's that analogy, right? We've all flown in the plane, and I never used to get it. They say, if that oxygen mask drops,
that's right.
Put it on you first. I used to look at the stewardess, and I used to think, are you out of your mind right now? I'm going to put it on my kids
That's
first.
Right. But
then I realized, but it's so funny, Alex, because I just said to my wife, as I was pumping up gas on my way here, she said, how's things going? And she goes, good. I said, I'm all right. She goes, what do you mean you're all right? She goes, well, I'm just, I'm not having really any time for Réal right now. I don't get to work out. I don't get to do my thing, and I'm helping all these people, and I love it. But you know what? I'm tired, but Réal's not taking care of himself right now, and I'm not in a good place about that. So it's funny you say that to me, that it's weird that you would say that to me right now, because we do got to keep that, because otherwise you're going to burn out, or you're not going to, I don't know, maybe.
Well, we talk about, and we'll come back from the break and talk more about this, but what we really want to talk about is giving from overflow, because you don't want to give from your underflow, because you can get depleted. And when you get depleted, you're no good to nobody. And if you're responsible for a family and for a team and for your community, and you've got responsibilities, you got to keep going. We'll talk more about that when we come back from the break.
Hey, excellent. So you're listening to Getting Real with Réal Andrews and Alex Urbina right here on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. We'll be right back.